Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Manchester City have just beat Leeds United 4-0. It was very, very satisfying. It was wonderful stuff actually, if I'm being honest. The kind of result that you would hope in a game like this, away at Ellen Road at this stage of the season. There is no such thing as an easy game, allegedly. Though City today were very, very good when the push came to shove. It was a really good result. This is the Fan View Live. Of course, I've done my reaction video already. I've done the watch along. But I would still love to talk to you guys. If you are a Patreon follower or supporter or a member, of course, you can join in and have a chat with me. I'm going to be here for the next half an hour or so jump on, have a chat. YouTube.com/Esteemed Company. Go to the community tab if you're a member. You can find a link there. On Patreon.com/Esteemed Company. Go to the blogs over there and you can find a link to join and have a chat with myself about Manchester City. Of course, my little take on the game, that was good. That was important. That was necessary. It was needed. I can breathe now. I can calm down. And I wasn't comfortable or I wasn't happy before that game when I saw the lineup. Not that we didn't have enough as such, but you know, there's always an element of a slight bit of fear when De Bruyne and Bernardo aren't on the pitch because they have very good footballers, aren't they? They're very good footballers and the kind of one that anyone would miss if they're not on the pitch. But you know, we still managed to get the job done. We've scored a whole bunch of goals recently, and I'm really really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. Stream's fine. I think unfortunately, I think it might be your internet because it says lagging for you, but everything looks like it's excellent here for me. But yeah, Blues, this is the Fan View Live, so please feel free to click that link over on the YouTube community tab or on Patreon if you want to have a chat with myself. I'm going to go to Louis, who's been waiting calmly. 1 second, let me jump him onto the stream and hang on 1 second, Louis, pal.
Oh.
There you go. How you doing, my friend? You okay?
Yeah, good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good actually. I'm glad to be doing these again, mate. I've missed doing them. I've been busier than ever. Literally, life's gone crazy, mate. But it's nice to see your friendly face again. It's good. Are you well?
Yeah, last time was Palace, weren't it?
It was Palace, yeah. Like then since then, I went around and we went to the Copenhagen with Nicola. I went to Austin and Hamburg and Seoul and doing loads of city work, and then it's calming down now. So I just wanted to. I've been craving sat here just chatting to people, but I'm an old man now, mate, so I need sleep every now and then. This I'll sleep like a baby tonight, though, because obviously we won. How are you feeling?
Speaking of babies, congratulations to you. I didn't
Thank
say
you.
it when you did it, but yeah, congratulations to you and Nicola. I haven't got a kid, but my brother has one, and it gives you so much life. I hope it
I
gives
know,
the
mate.
same.
I can't wait. Thank you so much.
I think you're showing that you're like already. I got a kid. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I'm old enough to be a dad now, and I can't wait. I'm gonna make a little mini me and Nicola. It'll be awesome, man. So, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, pal. It cheered me up today. The result 4-0. Were you expecting that today? 4-0.
Honestly, the whole day I was just like, I was really eager, but I wouldn't say anxious, a little bit, but just like the whole day, like from the Liverpool game, I was just like, can we get on with it, please? Because it's been like recently, like the Watford and Brighton game, they haven't been on telly, and it's like I prefer that because you get more spotlight when you're on telly, which I don't want it to be on telly. That's why probably Leeds had like throw all those things as they did.
Yeah.
Whoever them did, yeah, it wasn't on for them, but it was good. Like the game was good. It was good.
It was good. It was good.
Well, I gotta say as well, I don't think it'll be like much of a talking point, but I think Paul Tierney just showed his colours today for how he is as a ref. It was, yeah.
It was bad, mate, wasn't it? He was not good at all. Like he was really bad actually. Like it's just so many little things that they got away with. Like constantly, it drives you mad the little kicks that you get away with. The little ones where it's constantly. They're the ones that do ankles at this stage of the season. You know, like they should be stamping down that straight away, shouldn't they?
Yeah, and most of them were on Grealish, and he was just like, I remember when I can't remember if it was 18 or 19, where it was like Di Maria at Old Trafford, and he's like this, he has that beer front of him, and he's just like in the corner flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Grealish was like that all game. He was just so calm. Like there were moments where it was just like Gary Neville said it on the commentary for Sky, saying about like he needed a calm like Pep needed to calm Grealish down, but he just for the
Grealish,
most time,
I mean, like, yeah, like I thought Grealish handled it well, given everything he was going through. That's the crazy thing, like
yeah,
it was like he was getting so much stuff, but like, it
that,
you never
that
had control, did he, the referee?
no, it's I think it's systemic. It's I think it's the same like cut the head of the snake. It like I think like it's Mike Riley, but there's some things reason I don't know why. I always say it all the time. It is not the like VAR or whatever or the refs. It's the head of the snake, and it's Mike Riley.
Yeah,
It's him. Like there's a like he wants the referees to have the moment on them, but like
it's
no one actually will say it because they don't have the confidence because they'll probably get fined from them. Like look at what was it, Jacob Murphy against Chelsea. He's saying about we had like a 12th man against us today, and it was, and then it's just like we're going to give you a fine because you gave an opinion, like your state of mind. And it's just like yeah, it was awful. You didn't have it under control, and that's why Dallas. I hope Dallas is okay and he recovers really quickly.
yeah.
But it's like it's yeah.
It's frustrating, isn't it, mate? It's frustrating. I mean, ultimately, Dallas injured himself there by being so slack,
Yeah,
and probably the referee kind of sort of didn't help by letting him get away with doing that stuff early on. Like, like you got to manage the game to stop players injuring themselves, essentially, as well. Like, you stop these fouls because someone gets hurt. Someone doesn't mean there's always going to be the player making the on the receiving end either, because the referee lets the game get chaotic, and that's what happens, man. But we managed the chaotic game pretty well, the second half in particular. I mean, who stood out for you today in particular?
there was too many. Like I think, like from the back, Laporte, Diaz, and Ake, and I hope Ake's okay because it felt reminiscent of Stones against Brighton. So fingers crossed, it's only a precaution. But I got a bad feeling the back four we have now with Zinchenko, Laporte, Diaz, and Cancelo. I think that's it for the season now. There'll be them, Real Madrid, Newcastle, Wolves, West Ham, like until Stones comes back. Kyle Walker, if he does come back, yeah. But I like the defense was immense, and I'd say Foden as well. Like Grealish did his bit. He was always like in and out, like trying to get involved. Rodri with his goal. It was just like the whole team today just showed like there wasn't a moment apart from the Cancelo slip in the like second minute from the corner. Apart from that, I just felt we were really on top of the game.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think like we weren't perfect at the start. I don't think we really needed to be,
No.
but essentially, quality show really. Foden through the middle, the assist.
Oh my!
Go on. I know you want to go Foden.
Foden,
Go for it.
Foden today. I'm surprised. Like when I saw you with your reaction, my God, Phil Foden today he was head and shoulders. His half turn on Firpo just set the stage for him, and he was just like from that moment he was just like, I got this in the bag, don't worry. And he's just like, it wasn't like he was like you have those telepathic connections, and I think Foden at that moment was like to Pep and De Bruyne, I got this for you. You don't need to come on today. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was he had a bit of a big game mentality there, didn't he?
Like literally, like he's like he has Fernandinho's age on his shoulders, like however old he is, 21 now.
Yeah.
I could like honestly like had to be like 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 hair on air sort of thing. He was just
He was excellent. He was absolutely excellent. I Foden. Like he proved me wrong to be honest. To an extent, I didn't think he'd be that. Like I thought he should be out wide. And I thought he'd be Grealish through the middle. But Foden's got the quality, hasn't he? Like in the moments, he essentially he just wins games for you, doesn't he? With a little bit of quality. He's set piece play as well. Like we underestimate just how important set pieces can be. But when you're tired, they're huge, aren't they?
Yeah, you said I can't remember how long ago it was, but you said about Foden, he's like Kirby. Like he absorbs.
Did I say Kirby? I probably did, didn't I? I hope I did. I hope I made the intended reference.
Oh my God. I hope someone like sees this and like gets that clip. But he absorbs. The only thing I remember Lewis extra saying he hasn't got that Sane. Sane movement where there's loads of times where he could have a better touch and slot it in the bottom corner,
Yeah.
and he hasn't got that on lock. When he does,
Well, he's never been a winger, to be fair to him, or a left winger, so he'll never be Sane, but Sane will never be Foden either, you know. He won't, and what I mean by that is, like, Foden, I still think will do more in the game than Sane will do, because he's going to be a midfielder in time. We forget that Foden's really, really young, and we forget that David Silva was a winger until he was a midfielder too. He's only 21 years old. He turns 22 in a few weeks. By the time he's 23, 24, he'll be playing in the middle every single week, Phil Foden, I reckon, and he'll be creating goals and scoring goals, and he'll be excellent. So how are you feeling now about the rest of the games, man? Because we've got 4 more, potentially 6 more games, 5 guaranteed, 4 more in the league, one obviously a big one midweek. How are you feeling about the running?
Yeah, before that, about Foden, I think he might be like Umir says it a lot. And I totally agree. And I saw this, seen stats about it, like him compared to Ronaldo and Messi before they took off. He can play anywhere, right, left, through the middle. And he won't play through the middle next season. I'm not counting my chickens yet, but we will get a striker.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. The rest of the games, it's the whole cliche, one game at a time now. So it's Real Madrid. Bernardo came on and he looked really on it. He looked, from the moment he came on, he was really good. Fernandinho as well. I don't know if they're going to do have Fernandinho at right back and Cancelo at left back, because Cancelo, the only time I felt assured with him was through that period where we came back, when we played Chelsea, not last January, not this January, but the January before.
Yeah.
That's the only time I felt comfortable with him at right back, because he was on another level. I don't know, but just go for Real now. I'm just got this, I don't know. Real's going to be a chaos of the game. If we've got anything like what's going to happen last Tuesday, I'm already putting out there. I think if we have the same game, and even if they get through or we get through, I'll say that it will be the best 2-legged, not just in Champions League but in European history.
Well, it's how it goes down, man. If it's a big game, it's anywhere near the quality of the first one. It's going to be memorable. Of course, there've been some huge ones like Barcelona, Liverpool, and then the PSG, Barca tie, and all that kind of stuff. But the first leg was incredible, wasn't it? It really was.
Monaco-esque. It felt like Monaco again.
Yeah,
and we really were really, really good. And
they were excellent. I think we'll get through. Personally, I genuinely think we will. I think we'll.
I'm waiting on. I'm just thinking of Benzema and Vinicius, or the second leg, Chelsea were in control, and then Modric with his for the first goal for Rodrigo, they have those moments in them. Modric has that. Modric has that.
Yeah.
It's only the front three, the front five, Modric, Cruz, because Casemiro's coming back. Vinicius, Benzema. I don't know who's going to be on the right. It might be Rodrigo, because it seemed like he had a really good game for Real today to win the title for them.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's that front three again.
Yeah, so, I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, it worked pretty well for them in terms of creating chances. They weren't great going forward, but they obviously they weren't great over as a team, but they still the front three did what they could really.
It's Real Madrid. They're the biggest, and they're the biggest club in world football.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Anyone saying Man United are just they can get in the bin. It's Real Madrid. It always has, always will be. They're elite of they're anyone seeing that mountain, they are Mount Everest.
It's huge, man.
And we are that close to them. We are that close to them this season.
I think we're going to beat them as well, man. Louis, it's been a pleasure, pal. I'm going to jump over because I think Dan Ryder's waiting to have a chat as well. But I hope you're well. Thank you so much, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. Catch you in a bit. Yeah, don't forget, youtube.com/Esteemed Kompany, /the community tab if you want to. But I think I'm going to chat to Guy now, who I've been following and chatting to for a long time over on Twitter. Joining me 1 second. Let me get you on screen. There you go, man. How you doing? You all right? Good to meet you as well.
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm very happy. Is it Guy
Yeah.
your name, or is that just you?
Y-
It is Guy.
Yeah, no. Yeah, my name's Guy. Thank you.
It's pleased to meet you, man.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here for the first time, I think. One time you called me on the radio and I plugged in. It was pretty good.
Oh, really? Was that when on Access Manchester and we got in touch? I think.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think that
I've
was like
a few
a few
years back,
years ago.
about 3 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. I vaguely
Something like
recall
that.
that. But things have changed, mate. Things have moved on quite a bit. City are a different beast to whatever they were back then because football never really waits for anyone. How are you feeling about that game, man? Today, what's your overriding feeling after that?
I think the feeling from the first half is very very different from the feeling in the end of the game. First of all, I didn't feel nervous about the lineup. I know a lot of people felt really, really nervous about no De Bruyne, no Bernardo. I felt like those two were the two players that you simply had to drop if you were gonna go all in Madrid, and
Yeah,
I felt quite okay with it. And I was happy to see no further rotation beyond that. So for me, it was fine. People really overreacted. I think people were like, oh, "We don't have what it takes to beat Leeds away with this team." And I just thought, yeah, well, there's no issue here. We have plenty of
look,
quality in the team.
I was just a bit nervous, all right, man. You know, like, no,
No,
I knew we had the quality to beat them. I get nervous. So, like, even then, like, people when I tweet, I know you're not referring to me there, but
no.
when I tweet like I'm nervous, I think people think I think we're gonna lose. Like, no, I still think we're gonna win probably, but I
Man,
just
I'm nervous every single game. I was nervous when we were 2-0 up against Madrid. I told everyone, let me just get a win. I don't care, 4-3, 3-2, 2-1. Because I know that Manchester City simply has to win every single game. It doesn't end at 3-0 or 4-0.
no,
You
it
know.
doesn't. It ends when fucking at the moment like Liverpool want it to, like, which sounds terrifying, but that's just the reality, isn't it, pal? It really is.
Yeah, I mean Liverpool. You you kind of you start watching Liverpool and you feel like today's the day. Today's the day. Not even like they're dropping points. Today they're gonna have a difficult game ahead of them, and it just never happens.
No,
Teams just roll the red carpet for them, and credit to them, they they make it easy for themselves. But it's just crazy.
they're a
It's
very
just
good side,
never
mate. Unfortunately, I mean, I
a very
think
good
that's the
side.
crux of it. It's just good sides do often make their own luck. And we don't want to admit it, but they are a very good side, and like I mean, they do get a little bit of luck here and there, and I'm not going to pretend they don't. But fundamentally, like you have to be there, don't you? And they find a way to do that constantly.
It's not even about luck. It's about their opponents. They have this ability to make their opponents just play 3, 4, 5 levels lower than they could. I'm not even saying like lower than they could play. They play against City. I think teams do play. It's hard to play against us as much as it's hard to play against Liverpool.
Yeah.
But when you watch Newcastle and you like me, you saw that like they're third in the division in like 2022 or something like that, and then you saw the game and you're like,
Well,
that
I
was
didn't watch
not.
it because
That was a really
I can't
terrible
deal with the pain.
performance.
But yeah, I heard everyone say they played badly, didn't they?
It was really really awful performance, and Everton, 15% possession, not getting out of their own half. It's like teams lose to them before they even get on the pitch, and again, credit to Liverpool for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like, I reckon Liverpool fans would probably say the same if they watch City games. You know, like, they probably genuinely would. It's funny, like fans with that, but less about them. You know, more about us. Who stood out for you today, man? What was the story of today's game? And
I think for me the man of the match was Raheem Sterling. I think he did everything right in a way that we really needed someone to get things right today.
yeah,
The only thing they didn't get right, obviously, was the finish, but that's kind of baked in with Raheem, right?
classic Raz, isn't it? He was good
Yeah,
though, wasn't he? I thought he was.
he
He
was
terrified them. He had them on
really good.
toast.
Yeah, so Raheem was really good. Who else? I thought Ake was just Ake, just
Yeah,
so reliable in the back. Um, Other than that, Rodri I thought had a pretty decent game. Was really important in the transition, really important because they pressed us really really high, and in a game like that, you need the players to just calm the game down a little
yeah.
bit, and I think Rodri did that, especially after halftime.
He's a
Um,
leader, isn't he, Rodri? He really is. He doesn't get the credit. He doesn't get the credit for that. That people, I don't think people realize how much like he's respected within the City team. I honestly think he is hugely respected.
no, you can see that. Also, you can see like when we scored the second goal, which was Ake, we celebrated like crazy. There was like a huge feel of relief within the entire team. I think DS was about to kiss Ake. Like it was crazy.
He's a beautiful man, to be
Things went
fair.
off
So
the rail.
go,
He
go
is
for
a
it, go for it,
really
Ruben.
beautiful
That's
man. I
it.
really hope that he's fit for Madrid. Although I like Pep is more than capable of choosing between him and Zinchenko. I'll be confident with both. But I really hope that we have that option, especially.
Do you have a preference?
Well,
It's no right or wrong answer, of course, because I can agree. I could be fine with either. But do you have a personal preference?
I think based on Zinchenko's appearance versus Madrid in the first leg, he has to get the nod here. But if the team sheet comes on and Ake's in, I'm like, that's totally fine.
It's nice that, isn't it? That feeling, because I'm exactly the same. I wouldn't be surprised if he went for Ake because that leadership. But Zinchenko's shown it in the Champions League before, hasn't he? And he showed it last week. So
I just really hope Laporte's okay. He took a pretty big blow to the head, and he managed to, continue.
I think he's all right. I think he held his jaw, didn't he? I noticed afterwards he was holding there. So I think he's probably just going to have a bit of a bruiser and a bit of a pearly one tomorrow. But I think he'll be okay, I reckon. Fingers crossed.
Do you reckon Stones or Walker are going to be fit for that game?
Walker, no chance, I reckon. This is based on nothing other than just instinct. I literally don't know anything, but I said it a couple of times now. But he was sat in front of me at Wembley. But I'm not kidding, like a meter away, like the row before the row after. So one, and he constantly had his he had a big brace on, but he was being really careful to take the brace off and then just rest his foot on a chair in front of me, and like it looked like someone who knew there was, and obviously that was a couple of weeks ago now, so things have changed a little bit. But it looked like a guy who knew he'd damaged something, as opposed to if you damage something, it takes a bit of time, doesn't it? As opposed to just that's just me guessing because I'm not a doctor, but it didn't look like he was going to be back anytime soon. But we'll see.
So you reckon Pep is like playing a bit of mind games with Madrid? Like maybe he'll play, maybe.
Well,
he
his
won't
words
play.
as well, like when he said like, "Oh, I don't know when he's going to be back this season," and he said something like really coy. I was like, it's not particularly encouraging, It might be that he's fine. It may be the aim is for the last couple of games, something like that, which is obviously still huge, and I'm sure Walker will want anything, but I don't think he's going to be involved against Real Madrid. Stones maybe.
Probably wouldn't start him either. Even if he's like on the edge of fitness, I would like just take another week, mate.
For what it's worth, if you got to the last game of the season and he seems fit, like he's playing. Like Kyle Walker's like, no, you're not fucking leaving me out of Champions League final if you get there. Like there's no chance, because they'll be like, oh, I'll get the injury and I'll be out for 3 months and I'll sit on the beach somewhere, And like there's that element, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see, won't we? Because I trust the team either way, with or without Walker. We forget we beat Real Madrid without Walker anyway, so we can do it again.
I was extremely nervous about not just Walker, just not having a right back versus Madrid. And we started the game with Stones, and then he got injured. And as soon as Fernandinho came on, I got a bit twitchy. Yeah. But he was pretty solid. I don't even blame him for the goal because you kind of have to do that. You kind of have to be really aggressive with Vinicius because you're not catching him.
Yeah.
And for the most part in the entire game, he was aggressive and he managed to curtail him. He even had a thing where he got a good tackle, not necessarily like on the run. So
he also created a goal as well. So in many ways, he sconded himself, didn't he? Really, So if you're gonna, he did literally make a goal out of nothing, beating Mendy and then whipping a good cross and so on. So he's kind of like, well, I can see it as a goal, but then I made it as a goal. So call it par. And there's an element of truth to that to an extent. Guy, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. It's a pleasure. Final before you go, how are you feeling about the running? Like what? Look at those 4 games. Which one are you most nervous about?
West Ham, definitely. Especially when they don't look like they're going to qualify to the Europa League final, which would be good because then they would, be incentivized to rest players against us.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the game that I'm most fearing about.
Yeah, likewise. I'm shitting it, man. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come into it. Who knows where we're at then? I can't wait for the bit where the players only playing once a week as well, which is very soon. So and I can't wait for that bit.
Yeah, they have still the
2 midweek games left before the final. Yeah, so they've got. Who have you got next weekend? I've forgotten. My mind's blanked. It's Newcastle, isn't it? We've got so we've got midweek, obviously Madrid, which is huge. Then Sunday Newcastle. Then we've got Wednesday. After that we've got Wolves. But then we've got 2 weeks back. The last 2 games are both on weekends with a bit of a gap in between. So that'll be nice, won't it? So the players will be nice and rested.
Yeah, Liverpool also has the cup final, right? Do they have like a?
When is that? I don't actually know what it is.
Yeah, it's interesting because I always thought like, oh, maybe that the only positive thing that we can take from not being a cup final
that's on. Saturday the 14th. So Liverpool playing more games back to back? I think they are. I think they've got one less rest than us, haven't they? During the week. Yeah, they have. Yeah, they play midweek before we play. So that's interesting. We'll see how that goes. They're going to win all the games. We all know it. We'll see.
I don't know if they'll win the cup final.
I mean, in the league. I reckon they will.
Yeah, I know. In the league, as I said, like I just lately I don't see teams challenging them, like putting any sort of resistance.
Yeah.
So I'm not feeling like they're gonna drop points.
No, I'm not feeling it either, unfortunately. Guy, thank you so much, man. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Been lovely to meet you. See you later, pal. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Top bloke, Guy. I really, really enjoyed that. I've got Ollie coming on now as well. Mr. Ollie Coulson. I'm going to add him to the chat. 1 second, Ollie.
There
Ollie,
we go.
how you doing, man?
How
You
are
right?
you, mate? I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm in a very good mood, mate. I'm starving actually. I've realised I've been like because everyone else gets to have tea during this, but I've been editing and streaming since like 4 or something. So I need some food.
I was just wolfing down food at half time to not miss any of the match.
Yeah, but the match was good at least. Second half in particular was impressive. What changed? What changed at half time, man?
I think Pep just kind of probably gave them all a stern talking to in the dressing room. Because I mean, the first half, when I read the team sheet and I saw no De Bruyne and no Bernardo, I thought that's going to be frantic.
Yeah.
And then you watch the first half and it's complete, and it is frantic and it's a bit wild. And then come out second half and everyone's calmed down. And I think once City got control of the game, it was not a stroll, because it isn't a stroll against a team like Leeds. They're a high pressure team, high energy, but we just controlled the game and saw it out and scored a few lovely goals in between.
Yeah, we did. I mean, I think maybe essentially, Pep getting through to them, and I guess ultimately just the extra quality.
Exactly.
Just like we forget, like, often as football fans, that it's so cliche, but it's true. They say a game is 2 halves for a reason, but we forget, like, you react to things, don't you, in a game? You react to patterns in a match, and this is why I don't always kind of panic at halftime, because we've got a coach and players intelligent enough to go, what were we doing wrong? What about Leeds' approach is breaking us down? How can we change it? And that's still is a hugely important part of football, isn't it? To react and change.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, our team is built on superstars of the game who just know what they're doing. These game plans, Pep says, I don't have much time on the training ground to prepare when they're playing, when they've got 3 days in between games. But he'll know, and he'll get it through to players in team meetings and on the training pitch and whatever. This is your game plan. This is what you do. And that game plan, it may vary from game to game, but it's not going to be wildly different, really.
Yeah.
So the players just know what they're doing at this point. I mean, some of them have been around 5-6 years. They know the drill. They know if it's, this score in this game at halftime, then this is what we do second half.
Yeah.
They know if they made mistakes. They don't need. I saw a tweet from you last night actually saying players know when they've made mistakes. They don't need tons of abuse to know they've made. Yeah,
no, it was Zuma saying that as well, and I was like, it's just like it's true. Like, ultimately, it's like we know when we make a mistake in our job and whatever, and in life and so on. It's just they are human and they will make mistakes. And the thing is about our players is they make less mistakes than most. So that's something to celebrate. Is because that's the very best players. All footballers are capable of doing pretty much the same thing. Like
exactly.
I wanted to watch my local football team recently with the Misses, Ramsbottom United. They were like the 8th, 9th tier. And this one point, this guy played this unbelievable pass. I was like, that's like De Bruyne-esque. And I mean, then obviously his next touch was fucking awful. But the point is, I guess I'm making is that you can all do it. It's just it's the frequency that they do it, the consistency. It's like our players are just the very best, the most frequent. And I guess the point I'm making is that they don't need to be told that they made a mistake here and there, because they make so few mistakes that they are acutely aware of them when they do happen. So I guess this is why I trust this team so well, because they are that good. I mean, who stood out for you particular today, Ollie? Like, was there any standout for you? Because we've obviously mentioned a few names in the video already.
I mean, the absolute prince that is Phil Foden. I mean, give that man whatever he wants in terms of statue already. build him a plinth in the middle of Manchester and
build him a little canal around the stadium so he can fish with his dad.
Absolutely,
yes. A moat for him to fish.
I mean, he's just unbelievable. I mean, I thought Rodri was really good today as well. Can we just actually say what a season he's having?
Great.
And especially with his goals, he's popping up with some proper crackers of goals at times. I mean,
it's a hell of a trait, isn't it? It's a hell of a trait.
Yeah, he just comes up with big goals, and the way he celebrates is just fantastic. I love watching him celebrate, because it's like he just doesn't know what to do.
He's just hype, isn't he? Hype and energy.
Yeah, I love him.
I
I
fucking
love
love it. I think he's got like 5 goals in the Premier League this season, but they're like
I just love him.
they're important
that
goals, you know. And he's another a great example for time and patience in football, isn't it? Because
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, he came here, had an interesting first season. At times looked fantastic. At times looked like he was struggling, but the whole team struggled his first season. Second year, he was much better, and then just lost his place at the end. And then this year, he's been the guy we signed. You can see Pep's plan that he's had in place now, and you can see it with players like Cancelo. You can see it with players like Ake, who was great for his time in the game today. I mean, he's been great these last 3 or 4 weeks. Anyway, same with Jesus. I mean, since that link to Arsenal is the best thing that's ever happened to his Manchester City career.
It's just changed, doesn't it? Everything's changed since then. I was just looking by Rodri, by the way. He turns 26 in June, so he's only 26 like at start next season. He's 25 now.
I turned 24 in June. That just makes me feel a bit pathetic, really.
I mean, I can't remember being 25. I literally can't remember. So, like, the point is, I mean, I guess we've got 7-8 years of him left. You know, like football, like it's incredible. Like we've got this. He's world class. He's literally world class. He's a world class midfielder, and once again we got it right. So another reminder.
It's so good being a City fan because we just take these already very good players. We've got the best manager in the world, and he just turns them into unbelievable world beaters. Like he's not really got a flop story, and I'm sure the same's going to happen with Grealish in the next year or two. Everyone's saying, "Oh, he's a flop." No, he's not. Give him a year; he'll be one of the best players in the world.
Pep's essentially like a really fucking good makeup artist. You know, like you got Hollywood, you got all these beautiful.
That's a really good way.
But you've got all these beautiful people already beautiful, and then makeup artists come in and they just sort out the hair a little bit, do that kind of stuff, and they go, "Oh." They somehow made him more better looking. You know, like a great costume design. It's something like Pep's just essentially he's a finishing school. You know, they're already immensely talented. They're already really good, but they just refine them. You know, they just they come in and that's what he does to his game. And there's nothing wrong with that. He doesn't. Occasionally he'll take a raw diamond and turn it into something special. But often the players are already very good players. But then they become men. You know, at Man City they become winners. They become champions at City, and that matters. You know. Speaking of champions, obviously 4 more games until we get there. Confident?
One step closer.
Indeed.
I mean, I'm the least confident person when it comes to football. But I mean, you look at that title running and you think they know what they're doing now. They know, there's players in that dressing room. Apart from 11-12, there's players in that dressing room. Well, Fernandinho's been there for every title since. They know what they're doing. This is professionalism. They've just got to grind out. If the game isn't going against them, they've got to grind out wins. We've seen City can grind out wins. If the games are going for them, they've got to smash the goals in like they have today, like they did against Watford. Liverpool are great. Liverpool are fantastic. I'm not taking any. If they don't win the league, it's not taking anything away from how good they've been this season. We'll have just been that little bit better.
And that's all it is. That's sometimes as simple as that, isn't it?
And I think it'll be the same in the Champions League as well. If we get the Bernabeu on Wednesday, I think there's 2 very good teams. Either team could go through, but I back City to just about get the job done because I just think they're the world's best team at the moment.
As simple as that, really, man. On that note, actually, Ollie, I think that's a good way to end it because you're absolutely bang on. It's a really good way to end it. Thank you so much, Ollie.
No problem, mate. Great coming on.
Catch you very, very soon, pal. And thank you, of course, to everyone else who has jumped on. I have no time for any more because I am far too hungry, unfortunately, guys. But thank you so much for watching this. Please do go and watch my match reaction as well. Thank you so much to Ollie, Louis, and Guy who came onto the chat as well. City won 4-0. We're back at the top of the league. 4 more games. 4 more games to be crowned Premier League champions once again. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And I'll catch you tomorrow for the 5 things learned in a bit. And good night, you beautiful, beautiful people. Bye-bye.